Hello there, this is DBT and this is Art of Rooms. And alright, let's continue talking about Asphalt Legends. And today, the new season, Crimson Equinox, just started, and with it comes the usual stuff. A Legend Pass, a bunch of daily events, but more importantly, the special event for the card that you see on the screen right now, which is the Fordzilla P1. And we're gonna be talking about all of this stuff. But before I get into it, if you enjoy my content, please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel, because doing these things help the channel to continue to grow, it keeps me going, and I can continue making this content for you. So, go ahead, like and subscribe for some more Asphalt Legends right here. It helps and it's free. Go ahead. But alright, like I just mentioned, I'm gonna be covering a bunch of little topics today, and then the main one, which is the Fordzilla special event. But I'll put timestamps in this video so that you can jump to whichever topic you care the most about. But the first one that I want to talk about is the Lamborghini Autentica Star Hunt. And I know, you might be thinking, DBT, of course he wants to start with Lamborghini, but no, I promise, it makes sense why I'm starting with this. But thanks to the patch notes, we knew that this event was coming. By the way, I made a video on the patch notes. If you want to watch that, I'll put the link in the top right about now. But yeah, we knew that this event was coming, and in that video, I was talking about how I was a bit concerned because normally in Star Hunts, you cannot get the key for cars, and this car requires a key. That is to say that it doesn't matter if you get all of the blueprints over here, you get the craziest luck, and you manage to max start and whatnot. If you don't have the key, the car is not yours. And as I mentioned in that video, I didn't think that they were gonna put the key over here. So yeah, if you already own the car, great, because you'll be able to start it up. But if you don't own it, then you might be thinking, Jesus, I won't be able to get my Lamborghini Autentica, except that thanks to the Legend Pass, you will be able to get it, so long as you pay for it. Now, let's talk about in general the Legend Pass. You know, this is the premium side of the whole thing. We could talk about the free stuff, but not much to find over there. But no, on the premium side of the Legend Pass, you will notice that right away, in the very first stage, or whatever this is called, you can actually get the key for the Lamborghini Autentica. In fact, in a way, you could even say that the Autentica is the Legend Pass car. Now, that's not completely true, because there's also some other stuff for the Ferrari F12 Berlinetta, which, like I said in the patch notes, I thought that that was going to be the Legend Pass this time around. So I suppose there's two Legend Pass cars in this one. It's a bit peculiar, but either way. Now, yeah, you can get right away the key for that, so yes. From there on, it's the normal stuff, right? You can get an idea of the timeline. Jesus, why can I not say that word? Timeline of events like the Fordzilla, the 4GT Mark IV blueprints over here, which is gonna be featured in, I forgot where it was. It's in some special event. I'll figure it out. You can get additional blueprints over here for the Porsche 935. We know that there's a special hunt coming for this thing as well. Some blueprints, like I was saying, for the F12 Berlinetta. Then we got some blueprints for the Shelby Super Snake. Oh yes, of course, that's where the 4GT Mark IV would be featured, because this is gonna be the Spotlight event with the Avenged Sevenfold stuff. Then some blueprints for the Autentica, some blueprints for the Fordzilla P1, more for the F12 Berlinetta, some blueprints for the Jaguar XJR9, Musler Super GT blueprints, and eventually we get, once again, two Autentica stuff, more Berlinetta. You get the idea, right? I think there's no big surprise when it comes to Legend Pass, except that, like I said, we get the Autentica over here. Now, another thing to mention is the Ultimate Pass, which is kind of interesting. Again, you know, this is super expensive, or well, it depends on how much you're willing to spend and whatnot. But if we look at the rewards from the Ultimate Pass, you can actually get blueprints to unlock your Musler Super GT. Class S car, we've talked about it in the test that I did quite a few months ago, but yeah, I put the link in the top right if you want to watch that as well. I've played with this car a little bit and I was giving you my thoughts, but yeah, you know how this whole thing works, right? So I just wanted to mention that this time around the Ultimate Pass contains blueprints for the Musler Super GT, as long as some other stuff. So yeah, that basically covers the Legend Pass. Now, if you for some reason really want to start up your Autentica, then you can also get packs over here for blueprints. These are very cheap packs. This is the ones that sell for ×5 rather than ×10. So this costs 350 and they will guarantee you 3 blueprints. So you should be able to start this thing up quite a bit if you want, but honestly, I wouldn't advise you to. It's not a fantastic card, the Autentica. There is a free try at Gold in MP2 at the moment for this car, so if you want to test it out. But it's a Class S car. It's really like bottom tier Class S car, so don't get too excited about it. It is a cool looking car, I'll tell you that. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Don't don't get any ideas that this is going to be an amazing car and you should be spending a bunch on it. Now, for the rest of the daily events, we got the usual Legend Pass showcase, which is where you're gonna be able to drive the quote-unquote main car for the Legend Pass, the F-Top Berlinera at Gold. You can get some credits, you can get a couple of rewards over there. It works as a nice test of the car itself. Then we also have the Overclock Showcase. Did they fix it already though? Because they had a bit of an issue. Let's check it out. It is fixed. Fantastic. So this is some of the cars that are overclockable this season. And this works great for you to test some of these cars even if overclocked. For example, the McLaren Sabre, the 935, which is again a car that will be available in a special hunt soon. But more importantly, you can also have a go with the Musler Super GT free try over here, just so that you have an idea how this car performs. So that's kind of cool. Other than that, we also have the, what is this one called? The Season Showcase, in which, depending on which cars you own, you can get a bunch of tokens. You know, this is the normal stuff in relation to daily events. Now, the last daily event that I wanted to talk about, it's the hunt for the Porsche Carrera GT. And the reason for that is because, well, you know, it's a car hunt. You know how car hunts want, apparently, how car hunts work. And apparently this one has a pretty bad drop rate of 5% chance for you to get blueprints in this pack. So yeah, that's gonna be a little bit tough. As you can see, I already have it maxed out in the stars at least, so it's, you know, at least I don't have to worry about that. But other than that, what's interesting about it is this button right here, the auto claim. Now, there's some people thinking that this means that you can entirely auto claim the whole thing. Not really. What you can auto claim over here is the stuff that you have access to. For example, this blueprint, this Evo ticket, none of these are claimable. You can also claim this additional blueprints, I believe, if you own the car required, and also this style point. So just to show you, auto claim, and fantastic. I get all of that stuff as I just mentioned. But the part, and again, I get a total of 11 blueprints over here for all of those little single claims in here. But none of these packs are claimable in that way. So it's not like you can autoplay, and some people are getting confused with the auto claim versus the autoplay on this thing. Autoplay of, or rather, what is it called? The car hunt autoplay. This is what some people think that this is. No, not really. This is only available in VIP 10, which is gonna take a long time to get there. But no, so once you auto claim those rewards, from there, the only thing that you can do is continue doing your races to get your blueprints. That's it. I mean, it's a cool thing that you can claim this right away, and that way I don't need to spend 5 tickets with the Ford GT and 10 tickets with this and 10 tickets with this and so on and so forth. But still, just wanted to talk briefly about it. Good luck with that hunt because, oh boy, 5%. At least the Porsche Carrera GT doesn't require a gajillion blueprints. But now, let's talk about the main topic today, the Fordzilla P1 special events. Event, singular, not plural. So, as usual, you know, I could go stage by stage, but you know what I prefer to do. Spreadsheet! You know how I do. But alright, so I'm not gonna take too long in explaining this. I've talked about these spreadsheets for a long time, but just in general, you're gonna have the idea of which cars are required or featured. Fordzilla P1, the Mustang RTR, the Bentley Continental GT Speed, the Murcielago, the Ferrari Enzo, the ATS GT, and the Zenvo TS1 GT Anniversary. And these are the rewards that you can get based on how many stars you have this thing. This is because it's a free try, well, it fills automatically. But then for the Mustang RTR, in general, you will notice that the shape of these rewards are very similar. You can get, at 1 star, you can get some miscellaneous rewards. At 2 stars, you can get credits. At 3 stars, you can get some tokens. And at 4 stars or max stars, you're gonna be able to get some Fordzilla blueprints, some epics. And also, on this side, you will notice that there's some RTR, meaning the Ford Mustang RTR. The blueprints, 10 blueprints in total, plus 2 epics, which is kind of nice. 2 epics for the car. Each one of these cars is pretty dope. For example, let's say I have this thing at 4 stars, so there we go. It fills up and it unlocks the additional ones. The Bentley Continental GT Speed, it's basically the same thing. Blueprints for the Bentley plus 2 epics of the thing. If you have it at max stars, you can get blueprints for the Fordzilla and an epic. Let's say that I also have it at 4 stars. Then the Murcielago, same situation. Over here, because it's a 5-star car, it's spread a little bit different, but it's basically the same idea, right? Credits, a pretty decent amount of tokens, blueprints for the Fordzilla, epic for the Fordzilla, and as well the blueprints and epic for the Murcielago itself. I do have that thing at 5 stars, so that's kind of neat. Then for the Fordzilla P1, this is gonna be a gold free try. By the way, this is wrong. It should not be 1-star free try. There we go, I fixed it. It's gold free try. So over here, just fill it with whatever. You'll be able to complete all of this stuff. We got the Enzo Ferrari. And now this one is very interesting to me because you know that we recently had a hunt for this car, and when I talked about it, I put the link in the top right if you want to watch the video of the hunt on that thing and MP testing it. I did say that in the hunt you would not be able to gold the car. You might be able to max star it, but you don't have the epics for it. Well, fear not, because if you did manage to get this car at 5 stars, you can actually get 8 blueprints for the Enzo. 8. That's enough to gold it. That's absolutely insane. This is definitely game love pushing for people who did commit to doing this hunt to be able to have this car at gold and proceed with the Evo system and test it out. I think that's pretty cool that they gave all of these epics over here. Again, if you committed to it, you don't get more blueprints than 5, but still 8 epics, that is kind of epic. Huh? Okay. So then we got the ATS GTs. It's a 6-star car, and here's the spread of the rewards. Same thing, you can get 10 blueprints for that car, plus some epics and the blueprints and epics for the Fordzilla. And finally, the Zenvo TS1 GT Anniversary Edition. Let's say, actually, I think in my Switch I do have this thing at max star, so that's kind of dope. Then the Zenvo over here, same situation, blueprints for the Zenvo. 8 epics for the Zenvo, and this is a bit weird because originally it showed that it was gonna be the Enzo epics over here. 8 epics for that one. I thought, yeah, that kind of makes sense because they're gonna allow you to gold it, but no, they moved that over here, and over here they still kept 8 epics, but for the Zenvo it's a lot of epics, so this is your opportunity to get a bunch of them if you lack them. Unfortunately, this car, I think I only have it like a 3 star, so I won't be able to get there, but oh well. And then finally the Fordzilla P1, depending on how many stars you have it, it's all of that stuff. Now, over here, as you go filling this up, you can see how this ends up turning green, and up here it adds up how many rewards you're gonna be able to get. Again, I've explained how this spreadsheet works, so yes, I hope this is clear by now. Personally, on my Switch account, I already have the Fordzilla at 6 stars, so it'll allow me to get all of this. So on my Switch, I'll be able to pretty much finish this event except for this. It would be cool if I could get this card to 6 stars, and I would 100% this event, but either way. So yeah, this is what you can get in this event. The grand totals over here, you can see it's almost 5 million credits, 2,500 tokens, 83 blueprints for the Fordzilla. No, actually, it's no, yeah, because this is total. 83 blueprints for the Fordzilla, 8 epics for it, and 50 style coins if you care. Now, over here, I'm gonna show you also the milestone rewards, which are, you know, the ones in the bottom right corner of the event. And well, you can get some Fordzilla blueprints. Hunt packs, by the way, are those that allow you, that can have drops for the Fordzilla blueprints, though it's like very low percentage, so don't get excited about that. And so Evo ticket, more Fordzilla blueprints, VIP points, another Evo ticket for the Enzo, Fordzilla blueprints, another hunt packs, bunch of hunt packs, VIP points, a Chiron Evo ticket, Fordzilla epic, VIP points, Fordzilla epic, and finally one last Chiron Evo ticket. And the grand total of all the rewards, if you were able to 100% this event, it's all of this stuff. You can see here the total spread. Like I was saying, interestingly enough, for the Enzo, there's only 5 blueprints, but 8 epics. But for the Zenvo, you can get 10 blueprints plus 8 epics. For the Fordzilla, including these blueprints, you get 93 blueprints plus 10 epics. That's pretty dope, considering you need 16 epics in total for this car. So that is basically the setup for this event. And as usual, I will put the link to this spreadsheet so that you can use it as a calculator yourself. Once you open it, if it already is filled up, just delete from here all the way down. And that resets it, and you can start filling it up to see what kind of rewards you will be able to get. Overall, I find this event kind of interesting. Now, to be fair, the Mustang RTR, I don't believe has been made available as a free-to-play car. I think it was a Legend Pass car. The Bentley Continental has been rare. The Murcielago by now has been much more common. The Enzo did get a hunt. The ATS GT did get a special hunt a long time ago, but it was incredibly difficult to do. And the Zenvo TS1 GT, unless you're a player that, you know, relatively old school, chances are you don't own this car. Even I started playing some years ago, and I still don't have this car at max stars because it was not particularly easy to acquire for me. But hey, there it is. So yeah, I think it's an interesting event. If you've been playing for a relatively long time, then you can probably get a decent amount of progress over here. Again, getting enough blueprints to at least unlock the Fordzilla, in theory, of course. Well, not really, because over here, in order to get these blueprints, you already need to own the car at 2 stars. So it is a bit of a tricky thing. So, you know what? That's a good question. So this is a total of how many? 23 blueprints, so that means you would get 60 blueprints without counting this stage. So, yeah, I guess if you manage to get the blueprints over here, days 2 plus 3 plus 5, if you make it into 150 conditions, you should be able to unlock the car, because I believe it needs 70 in order to unlock. 70 blueprints in order to unlock. So if you don't have a single blueprint for this thing, so long as you have the other cars, the support cars, you might just be able to unlock the car. But from there on, if you want to start it up, of course, you need to spend a bunch of tokens. Oh, and one last note about this thing. As usual, I do believe that every single one of the stages is a free try at 1 star. From there onwards, you're gonna need to have the car at higher stars, but yeah, keep that in mind. Worth mentioning that some of these are pretty giving. Look at this. In the Murcielago, even in the free try, you can get 300,000 credits. Over here, another 300,000 for this one, for the ATS 250, for the Zembo 250. So yeah, there's a decent amount of credits that you can get from this event. So at least there is that. But yeah, just wanted to provide you this information in case you thought it was useful. If you like these spreadsheets that I do, these calculators, again, it takes me a while to do, so I would appreciate if you like the video. Let me know that you're enjoying me making this thing, if it's worth for me to keep making them, or if you're like, nah, let's forget about it, I'll just calculate myself. I don't know, I'm curious to know what you guys think. But that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. If you would like to support me directly, please consider joining the Room membership for access to exclusive videos with facecam and without the bleeps and things like that. Check the information over there by the join button. But that's all. Thank you for watching. See you next one. Bye-bye.